back to Story Time with Gam Gam. We have a really fun story today. The Tiny Snowflake. This story is about how each one of us is unique and special in our own way. None of us are exactly alike, and we all have a special meaning and a special purpose for our life. Let's read this story and find out about how this snowflake is different from other people. The Tiny Snowflake, and this is a Tommy Nelson book, and the author is Arthur Ginafoli, and it was illustrated by Louise Reinhold-Max. The Tiny Snowflake. Psalms 139:14. I praise you because you made me in an amazing and wonderful way. We are all amazing and wonderfully made. One winter night, high above the earth, where storm clouds gather and cold winds blow, brr, all of the little water droplets began to freeze and turn into snowflakes. Very cold. As the snowflakes fell from the clouds, they were amazed at how different they were from one another, because every snowflake is unique. None of them are repeated. But Lacey, the tiny snowflake, didn't want to be different. She was so tiny. The winter wind swirled her around, while the other snowflakes, with their splendid shapes and pretty patterns, all floated down around her. Lacey wanted to be like them. As Lacey danced in the wind, she noticed Crystal, a lovely snowflake, gliding by. Can I be like you? Asked Lacey. You are like me, Crystal replied. All snowflakes are made of water. But you're perfect, Lacey said. Nobody is perfect, Crystal laughed, but God made all of us special. And you are special too. Lacey thought for a moment. But how am I special? Because you are you, Crystal smiled. I don't understand, Lacey replied. You will, Crystal answered, gliding away. Do you think she'll understand? Sometimes it's a long time before we understand how we are special and different from others, and why. How am I special? The tiny snowflake wondered, twirling in the wind. Another snowflake tumbled down beside her. How are you special? Lacey asked. I am a snuffy snowflake, and I make the snow deep. That's how I'm special, he replied. He knows his special purpose. After the fluffy snowflake tumbled past, another snowflake came spinning by. Whee! How are you special? Asked Lacey. I'm a slick snowflake, and I make the snow slippery. That's how I'm special, he answered, and spun away. Have you noticed different types of snow? Some is light and fluffy, and some is really soft and moist and melts really fast. Soon another snowflake came spiraling by. How are you special? Asked Lacey. I am a delicate snowflake, and I make the snow soft. That's how I'm special, she said, spiraling away. Look at all the little spikies on that snowflake. She's very beautiful. But how am I special? Lacey asked, looking into the cold night sky. Just before the sun began to rise, the winter wind howled one last time and blew all of the snowflakes down to the ground. All of them except Lacey. Oh no, what's happening? The tiny snowflake took one last whirl in the wind and came slowly floating down, 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 until she came to rest on top of the blanket of snow. Everything was dark and quiet. Maybe, Lacey cried, tiny snowflakes like me just aren't very special. Have you ever felt that way? That you're too small, too big, too much like everybody else? You're not special, you just blend in? Let's see what happens with Lacey. Then, as the bright morning sun rose into the sky and peeked through the clouds, something wonderful happened. Lacey began to sparkle. Ooh! As Lacey sparkled, the snow began to glisten. She looked around and saw the hillside covered in tiny sparkles reflecting the early morning light. She was amazed at the beauty of it all. At that moment, Lacey remembered Crystal's words. God made all of us special. That's it, Lacey shouted. I am a sparkly snowflake, and I make the snow glisten. She beamed with pride. God did make all of us special, even tiny snowflakes like me. And Lacey, the tiny snowflake, was happy just being herself. The tiny snowflake. You are special, and there is a special way that you fit in around you in your family, in your classroom at school, and in life. Maybe you're somebody who brings other people joy just by your happy demeanor. Maybe you're somebody who does something really well that others don't. Look for the things that are different, unique, and make you special. And you have a great day. I love you. Good night.